Okay.
Hey guys, shisha man.
Everybody, this is All Things Talk and everything else in between.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.
Hello, welcome once more. So today we are talking about the Nelson Mandela Legacy.
Yeah.
We're talking about Nelson Mandela Month actually, and the Mandela Legacy, of course, as a whole.
Yeah.
So we're talking about how we're commemorating Nelson Mandela and the struggles that he fought for us to have most of izinto ezinhle
Ezikhona
the opportunities that we are afforded now as South Africans. So we start with Nelson. We started with Nelson Mandela Day, right?
Yeah.
Where we celebrate 67 minutes, but 67 minutes it doesn't seem enough.
No, it's not enough.
It's not enough.
It really isn't enough.
It could never be enough.
It can't be enough.
It should be every day.
Yes, it should be every day.
Every day. Indeed.
That's why a whole month it seems fair enough.
Like an hour, 7 minutes, guys. Just every day, do something good. Come on.
You need to get that feeling every day.
Yes.
Because when you do good, where you get that,
You feel good.
Yes.
Come on.
You do feel good. You do feel good. Except for those who actually want to do good and then they just, you see, I'm giving. I'm giving.
For social media.
Yes. So, ladies, I would like to know from you, what do you think of Nelson Mandela? Well, the whole legacy.
So I guess going into July and already knowing that going into July we're gonna celebrate Nelson Mandela's birthday on the 18th of July, and July being Nelson Mandela month, I mean, it's only fair for us to talk about the Mandela legacy.
Yes.
We are now living in an era where we are celebrating some of the privileges that the people of way back had fought for, So we have to talk about the legacy, guys, because as much as but Mandela fella who fought and whatnot, but he was the face. He was the one who was leading the way.
That's true.
So we need to celebrate Utata. He was an activist, or he was in the struggle for 67 years.
Yes.
And that's why
and
hence why the 67 minutes of giving back and volunteering in your community and so forth. So what do I think about it?
What do you think about it?
The people of the past fought against apartheid. Apartheid basically meant that we're not meant to go to certain places. We rebalaking Ubuntu King, Bantu
education.
Bantu education. The way because I wouldn't have went to a multiracial school, for instance.
You wouldn't,
the African, she probably would know Afrikaans.
Like complexion I have no idea why I said that, but I did. I also like the dictionary to the but we need to talk about this, because as much as we living in that privilege, I can go to a multiracial school. You can go to the mall without anybody saying, hey, when are you? Why are you here? What are you doing here? We're sitting in a park right now in the hood. These are the things that were not
permitted.
They were not allowed.
They were not allowed. I don't think a lot of hoods had beautiful parks like these, like this, or like the ones that we have now.
Yes.
And I guess the Mandela legacy also, like, all the work that he did, available for us right now.
That is true. I mean, just to add on to what she actually said, Guti, some of these places that we go to today, we were not actually allowed back then in the apartheid era to actually enter. We had a lot of segregated areas, whereas blacks only, whites only, and within the area that we lived in, obviously we didn't have a lot of resources, a lot of nice things, you know what I mean? So obviously black things or blacks only segregated areas were not so they were not, you know what I mean? So now we're exposed to all these nice places, and we can just go in anywhere without even having to think, the color of your skin, and you know what I mean? So for me, what the Mandela legacy means, for me, I personally think it means that you really need to find within you the what makes you like unique, what makes you unique, and how you can actually impact the world with whatever it is that makes you unique.
I like that.
I'm one person who doesn't like politics. I really don't like politics, but because I talk a lot, and politics sometimes when I talk a lot with it, like when I talk about the topic, I get into trouble a lot. So I don't like talking about that topic.
I also try and shy away from that topic. It's not an easy one.
No, it's not.
Like, everybody has got their own opinion.
Yes.
We all believe in different things. We all have different experiences, different views. And
that's true. Religion and politics, I try not to talk a lot about it, but when it comes to the Mandela Legacy, what it means for me definitely is finding within you what is that unique thing that you can actually impact the world with, by, and also just looking at what's currently happening. You can't then take what was happening then and say, okay, fine, you know what, this worked then, I'm going to try to, implement it today. No, try to look at
you can't be radical now.
No, we don't want radical change.
Back then being radical was it was either you it was either you radical or you live with apartheid.
Yes, that's true. That's true. And right now, and this is something that I always emphasize on, the fourth industrial revolution. I mean, I really enjoy the benefits of the fourth industrial revolution, that right now we are able to communicate with anyone. I mean, right now, whoever you are who's watching this video right now, you could be 20 kilometers from us, you could be 2,000 kilometers away from us, but we are able to communicate, and there's no language barrier, color barrier. You know what I mean? That alone is also part of the legacy. But what are you doing at home to actually help the world change? I mean, it requires
what I'm actually getting from our conversation. She asked us, what does the Mandela Legacy mean to us? We didn't say what it means to us. We tried
to sell it to everybody else.
And like, okay, we're going on to, I know that we have to go to the background of what Mandela stood for, who he was, and so forth. And obviously we'll talk.
But we do need to hear that.
We'll touch on what it really means to us, because I feel like for us, we just want to touch on that topic of who is Mandela? What did he do for our country? Why are we celebrating him? Why a whole month?
Why is it a thing? Why is it a thing?
Why are 67 minutes on the 18th of July dedicated to this guy? Like, who is he?
I mean, not a lot of people get a day dedicated to them. So this is us basically, unpacking everything in terms of the Mandela Legacy and what it means to us, and some of the things that we have learned from the whole. Obviously, we do grasp from the internet what our parents say, what our friends say, what our family members say, but in terms of us, Tina, what does it mean to us, and hopefully, what are we doing?
Okay, so going back, I think I rethought this because we touched upon who he was. I mean, Nelson Mandela was an activist. He fought against apartheid. He was all about black power, black empowerment.
He's afforded us opportunities and
he was the face, and so forth. Although we know that there were other people fighting.
There were a lot of people, guys.
But Mandela was like the lead. So okay, so what the Mandela Legacy means to me is obviously with Mandela being like a peace. Maybe it's a
beacon.
Beacon of
yes.
Like he got a Nobel Peace Prize.
Yes. Just like our Mother Teresa.
Yes. So it was all about, within everything let us find peace.
Yes.
Let us just find peace. Let us love one another. Let us try and forgive one another. I feel like in the world that we live in, we don't forgive, or we don't easily forgive. So that's what it means to me. Find your peace, find your inner peace first, actually, because if you don't find your inner peace, then you're gonna go around killing everybody. You killed your neighbor because what, so that's what he was trying to, I think, implement, sort of like diversion. But that's what it means to me.
What does it mean to you?
What does the Mandela Legacy means to me? Let's find your inner peace. I know, right? Okay, so what it means to me is find your inner peace.
Yes.
And then forgive. Forgive
those who do.
Can I forgive those who trespass against us?
Yes.
So it means forgive those who trespass against you.
For they do not know what they are doing.
100%. And then another thing. So now I have three pointers that I want to add.
Okay.
So to me it means find your inner peace.
Yes.
Forgive. And then love one another and love yourself enough to be what you want to see, man. Change man. Sit up like a man. Like
Can I just say as well, but it kind of means the same thing as you. I'm sorry,
no, it's okay.
But it kind of means the same thing as what you are saying to me as well. But because it reminds me of how, well, it says to me that Mandela brought back Ubuntu when we had forgotten, when we were actually losing hope. Yes, we actually, yes. We are forgetting slowly but surely, and cool in big numbers, guys. So yes, to me it says Ubuntu. It's just one thing, and to me it means a big thing.
Yeah. For those who actually guys who don't know what Ubuntu is, you can Google it. Just type UBUNTU Ubuntu.
But we know what it is.
Ubuntu basically it's just considering the fact that we are a people. You know what I mean? Whatever it is that you do to the next person, would you like that person to actually do it to you? You know what I mean? So make sure whatever it is you do to the person, get into a shop, it's a good thing so that they can also carry, that love. I mean, guys, like we really.
And it's also about community.
Yes, the pay forward. Yes. That, like, if you've had good done to you, you don't necessarily have to be paying it back to that person. Just move it forward. Let's keep the good going, guys.
Yes.
So generating.
With me, guys, what the Mandela Legacy means for me is I would definitely like to take the legacy itself, something that I will also carry to my child, and I hope my child will carry to my kid. The legacy itself for me, it's just being able to consider your next door neighbor, being able to know that, if I cannot right now see my next door neighbor struggling and I have all this money and I'm just like, I feel like this whole that builds inequality. So I feel like for me, with Mandela, with the whole Mandela legacy, I take the fact that we should actually be able to help the next person the same way that, because even guys, what goes around comes around. You know what I mean? What you have today, you don't know in years to come. Your kids could be benefiting from your neighbor's kids. You know what I mean? Sometimes it pop, sometimes it crap. So you need to make sure that, when karma comes back around, you know what I mean? It is. So for me, I think more than anything, just make sure it karma, it catches up. It looks good. You know what I mean?
It's peace, it's love, it's forgiveness, it's community,
karma,
it's Ubuntu, it's
karma. Guys, with karma, and this is something that is actually and something it was introduced to me by this other Indian friend of mine, who actually said within their culture, karma is something like they actually consider very serious. It's something they live by. It's like a lifestyle. It's the way of living. It's a kung fu. You know what I mean? It's something that they actually
believe in so
much, because whatever bad you do, it will come back. Whatever good you do, it will come back.
That's the effect of life.
So, you know what I mean? So definitely for me, if you understand karma, then you definitely will be able to live a good life and be able to actually treat people the way that you want to be treated.
But okay, so ladies, those are beautiful, by the way. But so what do you think? Do you think us as South Africans are implementing it enough?
To be honest with you, I don't think that we are. It goes back to e-leadership here too. E-leadership here too should be making sure that our communities are like on par, like everything, like service delivery, for instance.
Yes.
We have a problem with service delivery. And if we're going to talk about giving to the community, making sure that the community is taken care of, just like how Mandela would have wanted it to be, then that's not what's happening. Namhlanje, if mhlambe mina nginemoto imvula iyanetha ngibona umakhelwane uyawalka unethwa imvula anye ngize ngimlifte nyawuda hayi nakhi uyamdlula.
I think nakhona guys, it's as much as the Mandela legacy, it's something that we want to happen. There was this other lady who I think kept on saying that Rome was not built in a day. Rome was not built in a day. We come from a past where we were oppressed, we were segregated.
How long was it? 300 years or 200 years? But Google that. But then it's 100.
It's been
100
so
plus
long.
years.
It's been so long.
Yes.
It's almost like
100 plus years.
It's almost
like
our
DNA.
It's in our DNA. We were brainwashed, and right now we're trying to recover. It's only been 28 years this year. it's 28 years this year that we actually got the freedom that we've been fighting for all this time.
And there's still a lot of people that still are fighting for freedom right
a lot
now.
of people are still fighting for freedom. And right now, we are the first generation to actually now witness what it means, what the whole freedom means. And we're trying to still, find our ground. To see exactly where do we go.
Where do we fit in?
You know what I mean? Because we, honestly speaking, I feel like we were thrown in the deep end. And the reason why I'm saying that is because we were now, literally, it's like, okay, 94, freedom, here's freedom, go look for jobs.
Yeah.
We were put in the same rooms that
now you black people see what you gonna do now.
Like, you'll see whatever it is. And now we put in a room with people who've been at this, you know what I mean? That this is not foreign to them, but to us it's foreign. So obviously we're gonna fall.
And apparently when like the black community came into power, because I'm not really sure how to put it.
Okay.
But when the black community came into power and they went into government and so forth, apparently the government was already in debt. Or which I can say, but then I'll have to research and make sure that it's factual.
See?
But it is apparent that the country was already in debt. So you can imagine starting from a foundation of debt and trying to rebuild a different structure that will enable everybody to be equal and have equal rights and equal access to whatever it is.
But also, I feel like
so
the
difficult
people,
if that is the truth.
I also feel like the people in power should also, I don't know, just make way for the younger people.
Because these people should make power. I want you to think of the fact that, guys, remember back in 94, these people they were not the police back then. They did not have power back then. These kids are the same. These are the same kids that were fighting. Instead of going to school, they were fighting for our country. And then all of a sudden, we've got freedom. They're now put into office. With what knowledge? When did they get trained?
Exactly.
And that's why today we have the very same problem that we have. Remember what I was telling you on the previous video? I mentioned this, guys, because we are the result of our parents our parents were good at fighting, they got the country back. But now, we're supposed to basically now say, okay, guys, you fought the good fight, you fought the good fights. Let us now take, from here and fight the good fights and continue. So we need to now, take their belts and continue from where they left off, because literally the struggle is still not over, because our communities are still impoverished. Our communities are filled with shacks. Our communities are still filled with, graduates that can't even get jobs, you know what I mean, when they're trying to fit into the system, but they still can't find jobs because they don't have resources. They don't even know internet. They don't even know some companies when they hire
toilets. There's still areas, even in Gauteng, that like, you don't find
flushing toilets, running
and
water.
It's so sad. No running
really
water,
sad.
no electricity, and so forth. I mean, really,
It's really
now
sad.
in 2022,
Imagine
should
that.
we still be talking about this in 2022?
28 years later.
Mandela
28 years later.
guys. I guess they will not love it. Like, but guys, blood was spilt so that we can get equality. Like, why is that not happening now?
I think
that was the Mandela legacy, the freedom. Yes, it's the freedom. But then, if I can't access my toilet, do you call that freedom?
No.
If I don't have running water, do you call that freedom? If I live in a shack, do you call that freedom? If I live in a house that does not have electricity, I can't even write my CV or write my assignment. I need to wait. Do you call that freedom?
Guys, system it's like a hierarchy system. Because the system itself that runs our country is like a business.
That's another thing.
Our countries run like a bit, like most countries are run like businesses. So we have to remember, whatever it is that happens. I mean, for instance, guys, it's just like in a workspace or in a workplace when someone gets promoted and then they forget the struggle of
they forget where they come from. Remember who you are. I always say Lion King. Then remember who you are, and that is the Mandela Legacy.
Don't you forget.
Come on.
And also, wherever you are, just let us know about what you think about the Mandela Legacy. Do you feel like it has let you down? Do you feel like you've been how do you feel you've been let down? And also, let's go out, guys, and find out information. Let's find things out. Let's know things. And then
But guys,
Get a
in
move.
essence, yes, guys, not in a bad way. I know a lot of people at home are like, Lebu, what are you saying? What is this girl saying? But guys, in essence, though, the part of the Mandela legacy is protesting, because for them
That's
to
what they
actually
did.
get, like, they
To
protested to get change.
They
you know what I
protested
mean?
they protested for us to not protest anymore.
100%.
But here's the thing, ne? You know, when they actually, there's people that when you speak to them, they don't understand the verbal language, they understand
They
money.
understand, okay.
So, Sisonke, we all have different languages that we speak. Apart from the actual language, the verbal language that we speak, there's languages that we understand whenever we are communicating with each other. So, in terms of, clearly, in terms of politics, the language there is that if we protest,
It means
sizovakala. And in essence, asibona ukuthi siyazimoshela because mas protest asmosha in the same infrastructure
Okay, but then happy we can't say that the Mandela legacy was about protest, because
no,
why?
I'm saying it's
Mandela or part of
the legacy, because
but
they
also,
were protesting.
but also it's not, because Mandela was about peace.
But guys, like, that's why I'm saying it. Most people might actually,
No, but I understand. Like, I understand where you.
It's not a legacy per se, but this is something that Abu Mandela did for change, and that is part of the reason. Because I don't want to say that people who are protesting, they don't know what they're doing. No, those are our uncles, those are our brothers and sisters.
But haven't we said that the things
it's
that
wrong
happened
what
in the
they are
past
doing.
are in our DNA? So
Thank you.
People would protest now because that's what worked.
They want change. They want change. And in essence, guys, I don't want to lie. That's why I'm a protester. You are allowed to go and actually apply for you guys. There's a peace protest simply because you know what I mean. Just to show that this is something, it's a way of living.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So this is something that So I think more than anything, the whole protesting. I don't want people to think when they protest they're being barbaric or anything like that.
Not.
Guys, whatever protest, the protest, honestly, they are protesting for a good cause. It's just obviously how they go about it. Into white marsha. So you're telling me we can't have a peace protest whereas we're stopping the road? Shut down. You know what I mean? Without Moshizinto. Because we're gonna be heard. It's becoming
because iMandela Legacy isivumelele ukuthi sihambe sothola imisebenzi edrobheni and imisebenzi e-right, sihambe sesikolweni siyofunda ukuthi sithole ama-qualifications sokhona ukuthi sidrive le moto sidrive la edradeni lona selekwala lona lidrate and what not le ba re tibela emsebenzini. Because at the end of the day, now I can't. I tell Mlungu mina angikhona ukuza emsebenzini because baya protesta la bangivalele idrate. And then Mlungu uthini, this is why I don't want you to black people. That's
why I need to bona abantu abaningi elokishini when they actually start getting money, they move out. They go because of the mindset elokishini as pull me out of that box.
It's this.
So there's actually quite a lot. So, but more than anything, we're trying to take the good out of the legacy.
Yes, actually, let's stop talking about the negative part of it.
We're trying to get the good out of the legacy.
But also
we're highlighting the bad because it's happening. And we want that bad to change because of the good side that we're trying to get, because that's not the Mandela Legacy. Mandela Legacy is not about the bad side. It's simply about the good side. It's just that masibona abantu benza izinto. See, nathi self isichincha ini. Yes, the same people like they could actually change things. We the same ones going to sizivalela amagate, but you could either make or break impilo yakho mfethu. So kids how when people were like.
So now what does the Mandela legacy mean to you?
I already said.
You already said.
Yeah, I know she did.
And I did.
I feel like you haven't said much. Guys.
Okay, if I haven't, let's
add the food and I'm gonna add.
Really, I can't think of anything right now.
No, I mean, for example, I think the reason why I didn't want us to only speak about the good is because I don't want it to seem as if we are sponsored by political parties or anything like that. So we really need to highlight. It is all things talk, you know what I mean?
And everything else in between.
You know what I mean?
And we said we're talking about the uncomfortable truth. So.
Yes. So as much as there's good, there's also bad. And unfortunately, I bad lesi highlighted asifunu ukuthi overshadow the good. good that's been happening. I mean, there has been a lot of good that's been happening, but it's not happening at the rate we'd like it to happen.
Yeah.
Because the infrastructure is there, the money is there. Where is it going? So
We're not really seeing much change, honestly.
no, and that needs to change actually. And we are actually at the forefront of that change.
Come on.
Tina City as a
But
team,
the
we're not gonna
change
sit
you
back.
wanna see. Come on.
We're not gonna sit back. We're not gonna sit back and be like, yo, Mara never bona benza. Tina, we out here, the YouTube streets. You know what I mean? We're telling you guys what's currently happening, and these are our experiences.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As funa abantu bazologo babhizi basikhomba. Ama experience wethu lawa.
Yeah.
And whoever we interview, nani experience yabo. You know what I mean? So it is clear, manje, just.
Yeah. So and that's what we've made it. That's why it's called.
No.
That's a system.
We also
Foundation. In the process.
We're fighting the peaceful protest.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. Exactly.
The peaceful one, because at the end of the day, it's funny peace more than anything. Yes.
But guys, in commemoration of Mandela and of Mandela.
The Mandela Legacy, basically.
And the Mandela Legacy.
This is pretty much it.
And also let us know.
Side of things.
Let us know what you're doing for your 67 minutes or your whole month.
Yeah.
Please let us know.
Yeah.
Maybe it's something you're doing every month.
Yes,
I mean, like, that's
something
great.
you do every
Yeah,
month.
actually, if there is something that you're doing every month, please share.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody
Maybe
who's
we
watching
could-
this would want to participate.
Yes,
or,
actually.
support
yes.
or sponsor or whatever the case.
The
may
comment
be.
section should be like a networking section.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, you can meet like-minded people there, guys. Yes. So that's it from us.
Okay, closing. We're closing. Oh my god.
Okay, sorry. Woo, okay.
Okay.
That was an inside laugh. I don't know how it came out. I thought about that and I ain't feel like a mistake.
In closing. So in closing, thank you very much for being with us today. And yes, ladies, do you have anything else to add?
No, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much. Do make sure to subscribe. Hit that like button, guys.
Comment.
Come on.
Yes, and thank you for watching. Mwah, subscribe, Dani Lapo.
Thank you.
On TikTok.
And everything else in between.
between.